Heyo, and what is up, gang? Thank you for checking out Sledgehammer TV tonight. It is Sunday night, March the 11th, 2018, and tonight was WWE's speed bump on the road to Wrestlemania, and it actually wasn't that bad, and we are here to talk about it right here and right now on the newest, fastest wrestling podcast in all of YouTube, baby, the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. Let's do it.
Sledgehammer Wrestling Show.
Alright, wrestling fans, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Nick Nightmare. Along with me, as always, is my trusty companion, my loyal tag team partner, and the World Heavyweight Champion of Microphones, Blue the Snowball, and completing the triple threat, the newest member of this stable, Thor, the Wrestling God of Thunder, as we are here to bring the hammer down on the world of professional wrestling, most especially this Fastlane pay-per-view event. Now, like I said, this show, let's be fair, alright, it was not the worst show in the world. Now, this would be a great show if you wanted to just call it SmackDown. If you wanted to take out that women's tag team match and probably the United States Championship match and just run this entire show as it was, as an episode of SmackDown, this would be a great episode of SmackDown. But this is supposed to be a pay-per-view, and you know what? Like I said, my expectations were so far down low, I couldn't get my hand down low enough to tell you how low my expectations were. And it's not that they overly exceeded anything, but the wrestling we got tonight, out of some of the performers on this card, was very good. But there also was very little meaning to anything. We did have a couple of very interesting things happen tonight, but like I said, nothing that couldn't have effectively been done on a SmackDown Live. But we got it here, we got it live, and we got it tonight at Fastlane from Ohio. And thumbs up to all my Ohio friends out there. What's up, cuz, and everybody else that I love that lives out there. This show, and also a special shout out to Aspen. What's up, Aspen? Aspen's our friend and a good viewer of the channel. Just asked me for a little shout out, so doing that. Much obliged, Aspen. Thank you for being part of the Sledgehammer Club. And this show started out, I turned on my network and I got, I don't want to say treated to, because I immediately saw this six-man tag team matchup during the pre-show and thought that I was going to be in for a very long night of garbage, because we had the Fashion Police with Deputy Ty Dillinger. Apparently Ty Dillinger is a Fashion Police deputy now. They got nothing better to do with Ty Dillinger than stick him with a sinking ship like the Fashion Police. You want to get out of here with that. Then we had them going up against Gable and Benjamin and everybody's favorite little hyperactive reject Mojo Rawley. That's a team that made absolutely no sense. This is obviously just a random ragtag teaming of nobodies, essentially. It did nothing for the tag team division. It did nothing for Ty Dillinger. It did nothing for Mojo Rawley. It was a nothing match. I didn't even pay attention to who won at the end. Who cares? It's pre-show. Who cares? The main show started off. They kicked off this match with Shinsuke Nakamura versus Rusev. Now, this match, this is a no-win situation. No matter whether you're a Shinsuke Nakamura guy, if you're a Rusev guy, or if you have a brain in your head and you actually like both of these guys, which you should. You should be invested in both of these men. Rusev Day is the most over thing I've seen in the last 5 years, and, you know, Shinsuke Nakamura is the winner of the Royal Rumble, and he's going to the main event of WrestleMania. So this match hurts whoever loses. It hurts us as fans, but it's also good for us as fans when we get a match like they had. This was a great match for these two guys. It showcased the power of Rusev while simultaneously showcasing the toughness of Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke eventually wins this thing with the Kinshasa. But the problem is, no matter how good Rusev looked in this match, why you had him booked on the road to WrestleMania to lose to Shinsuke Nakamura is just, it's mind-boggling. Why Shinsuke Nakamura is not doing, he shouldn't have had a match at all tonight. Why risk him getting hurt? Rusev should have been booked in a match tonight where he could win and maybe begin his road to WrestleMania. We still got 4 weeks to go. Hopefully Rusev Day starts to be treated with a little bit of respect. After the performance we've seen out of Rusev tonight, this was a great match. The contrast in styles made for a very, very interesting match. And these guys definitely pulled it off. They gave them a nice amount of time. Rusev looked fantastic. He looked like a guy that you guys should be pushing. Happy Rusev Day, even in a loss. I was very happy with what I saw out of Rusev tonight. What I'm not happy with is what the WWE sees in Rusev, which is obviously nothing, because they're just feeding him to everybody. If they're still mad at him about the haircut, they really should get over it. Or if they're still mad at him about getting married to Lana, they should get over that too. Whatever the reason is that they've been down on the guy. Get over it. He is money. He's pulling off a match like this with a Shinsuke Nakamura. Hopefully, they take him more seriously and we can all actually start to celebrate Rusev Day. Something that we cannot celebrate is Randy Orton as the United States Champion. Now, on the preview, I predicted that Randy Orton was probably going to win this match, only I had it due to the fact that Jinder Mahal was going to cost Bobby Roode the championship. That is not what I saw tonight. If I missed something, you guys please feel free to let me know, but what I saw was the burial of Bobby Roode at the hands of Randy Orton. Randy Orton, a guy that doesn't need the United States Championship. Randy Orton, a guy that is 5 times above the United States Championship. It's unnecessary. Do you know what was necessary? Giving a win to a guy like Bobby Roode over an established superstar like Randy Orton to solidify him as a legitimate threat in the ring, as a legitimate wrestler and a legitimate performer on the SmackDown Live roster, as a real deal United States Champion. What has Bobby Roode been able to do with the United States Championship since he's had it? Nothing. And now they've made him lose clean to Randy Orton. Now, there's no shame, they would say. There's no shame in losing to a Randy Orton. Yeah, there is. Because Randy Orton's time, like we have said many times on this show, it's not that it has passed him, but it is his time to, like John Cena should be doing, just consistently putting over the new guys. The WWE doing this is clearly stating to the world that they have no faith in the drawing power or the star appeal of a Bobby Roode. Because they put the United States Championship on Randy Orton solely so that the match at WrestleMania will have big name appeal. You can't tell me I'm wrong with that. Otherwise, there is no reason to transfer the title from good guy Bobby Roode to good guy Randy Orton. The only gleam of hope, the only silver lining I see on this whole thing is at the very end, Bobby Roode seemed extremely frustrated with the fact that he did not have an answer for Randy Orton. And then Jinder Mahal decides to show his face for some stupid reason, unnecessarily, and gets his ass kicked, thanks for coming. And then Bobby Roode would hit a victorious Randy Orton with the glorious DDT, and then walk around looking all flustered. Are we on the way to seeing Bobby Roode go down a heel turn? I would be absolutely fine with that, but I think they could have accomplished that just as well without him having to lose the belt tonight. And in fact, if this was your plan, why give it to him at all? Why give it to him at all? It was a wasted run for Bobby Roode. It was a terrible first run for him on the main roster, and now the title is around the waist of Randy Orton, and it just doesn't even look right when you see it. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Call me out on my bullshit if you wish, but I just think this whole thing was bullshit. It was not so glorious for me, watching this whole thing. The match itself was boring as shit. They looked like 2 jars of molasses moving around out there. Very slow-paced, nothing special about it. Capped off with the cherry on top, the most least special cherry you'll ever see. A real wrinkled, disheveled, sour cherry at the top of your dilapidated sundae that's all melted in your lap. That's what giving Randy Orton the United States Championship was. A sour fucking cherry. Right on top of a bullshit sundae. Get the fuck out of it. What am I talking about ice cream? Maybe I want a little dessert. Maybe my sweet tooth's acting up. What the hell? Who the fuck knows? You know what? Never mind that, because forget the sweet tooth. Makes me want to throw up. The fucking tag team match for these women. Now, it's not that the match wasn't... I mean, it was okay. It wasn't a bad match. That's not what made me want to throw up. Nor is it these women's physical appearances. They are all very beautiful, very attractive women. That's fantastic. They are all very athletic. That's great. The match was okay. They actually did tag team wrestling better than most of the men on the tag team divisions for both shows. But what sense did this match make? This was over social media tweets. This was over Instagram posts. And then you have the heels come out victorious at the end. Natalya and Carmella beat the two biggest babyface chicks on SmackDown. I almost said Raw. On SmackDown Live. For what? For what? For what reason did this match even need to exist? This was unnecessary. Especially if you want to factor in that later on in the evening, we would have Miss Becky and Naomi further the ruination of the Women's Championship match, and we will get into that in a little while. We don't want to stray too much off track. But this girl's match, it was nothing. It was nothing. It was time that could have been given to something else. Nothing to take away from these women, but it made no sense. It made no sense. There was no reason for this match to be going on. And then you have the heels go over. So where are we going with this? And what the hell is with Natalya? One week, she's happy, babyface Natalya, talking about people with her cats. She wants to put everything behind her. Then she's part of the women's revolution. Then she wants to screw everybody. You turned your backs on me. I'm going to turn my back on you. And then the next day, she's back with Lana and Tamina and the stupid squad or whatever the hell their name was. What the hell was it? The Cheer Squad or whatever the fuck it was. And now she's back to being by herself. She don't care about nobody, but she's going to team with Carmella. What is with this broad? What is with the writing team with the characters on the women's division? None of it made sense. So this match was just a throwaway tag team match. The performance, okay. I've seen much worse. Unnecessary. What was necessary was this tag team matchup for some reason, and I was probably one of the only people on YouTube talking about the fact that this match was not going to conclude with either of the teams coming out victorious. I said on my pre-show that most likely the Bludgeon Brothers were going to come out and turn this tag team match into a full-on nightmare, and that's exactly what they did. And I couldn't be more proud. The way they came out there with their hammers in hand, bringing the hammer down on the tag team division the way we bring the hammer down on the WWE here on this channel every single day. And it was an absolute thing of beauty. So was the match we were getting between the Usos and the New Day. Continuing to prove that when they are in the ring against each other, I guess no matter how many times we've seen it, they are must-see tag team division rivals. I was so against it, and I was one of the guys like, why aren't we letting Gable and Benjamin have a shot? What about all these other tag teams? And then they give a performance like tonight, and you see why. This is why. The WWE doesn't have faith in the rest of these guys to deliver on the level that we get delivered with the Usos and the New Day as opponents. They proved it again tonight. And then they furthered the story towards WrestleMania, continued this rivalry to culminate at WrestleMania with the addition of two of the most bloodthirsty, brutal bastards you will ever see, the Bludgeon Brothers. And that was a lot more B's than Bludgeon Brothers. There's so many that I can't even say it. Bloodthirsty, brutal bastards. That was 3 B's. The Bludgeon Brothers, 5 B's. Top that, motherfucker. You can't. That's the way we do things here on the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. The Bludgeon Brothers came out and tore some shit up. Eric Rowan at one point had one of the Usos lined up on the stairs and took a full-on shot with the hammer. Bang! It left a big ding right in the steel steps. It was unbelievable. Luke Harper pretty much cross-checking the other ones over the barricade, leaving everybody lying in their dust. Most notably, through all the destruction and all the chaos, was Xavier Woods, who took a devastating double powerbomb on the steel steps from both of these guys. The way his head bounced off those steps, I shuddered in my seat. I felt it. All the way here in New York, I felt it. And then they want to go out and say that Woods has a thoracic spine contusion. I don't even know what the fuck that means, but it don't sound good. And I certainly hope that it's just storyline related, because I would hate to see this rivalry not culminate in this triple threat tag team matchup that seems to be the way we are going for WrestleMania 34 on SmackDown Live. And I couldn't be happier. I was very happy with the outcome of that match. No complaints on that tag team match, which I told you there wouldn't be. I absolutely thought that would be the match to steal the show. And it was. These two teams were pulling off each other's signature moves and finishers on one another for many near close calls in the very short time they were given before the Bludgeon Brothers decide to come out and start swinging some hammers and doing this guy proud. So I was very happy when that all wrapped up. I was like, this is great. It's going to continue. But this could have been done on any episode of SmackDown leading up into the weeks of WrestleMania. We didn't need a big old-fashioned Fastlane pay-per-view to do this. Plenty of time to pull this off on regular TV. Let's get back to the ladies, because here's where things get interesting. Charlotte Flair versus Ruby Riott for the Women's Championship of SmackDown Live. Charlotte comes out, Ruby Riott comes out alone. Now, I'm not an idiot, so I knew that her two lackeys were going to show up at some point, but I did for a minute hold out hope that they were actually going to pull off a one-on-one match. Because, as you can see tonight, even after Girl Braun and Alexa 2.0 made their way to the ring, and then Becky Lynch and Naomi, the two losers from earlier, decide to come out and back the champ. I'm sure the champ would have much rather have the two ladies that won earlier this evening be at her side. And that's nonetheless her two buddies come out to bail her out. And they didn't really play that much of a part in the match, but just having them out there made it seem like just another SmackDown Live match. There was nothing special. It felt special, if only for a moment, when we had Charlotte one-on-one in there with Ruby Riott. And let me tell you something. Ruby Riott proved tonight that she is very good. Her in-ring skill is definitely one step above everybody else, maybe like a half step below the top tier of the women's division. She's almost there. Even her mic skills. When you listen to that little package where they hype up the match beforehand, props to the promo team once again, by the way, because they made that whole angle look fantastic. They made it look in 3 minutes way better than all the shit we've had to sit through for the last 4 weeks building up into this thing. But Ruby Riott is going to be a force to be reckoned with if she continues to develop on the pace that she's at. And they take her away from the squad. She don't need the Riott Squad. She don't need a flock of seagulls at her side. Soon as these girls, all four of them, came out, it just took away from the whole entire match. And I was actually enjoying it. I thought it was good. There was a couple of mistimed spots, but it wasn't anything to really get all up in arms about. And then the girls come out, and it gets all distracting, and then the other ones come out, and only for them to all get thrown out from ringside by the referee anyway. So what was the point of having them come out and ruin what was potentially a very good match? The match would even end very well. As the girls went away, Ruby Riott would try to go on the offensive, but Charlotte had an answer at every turn. Ends up in the figure eight with a beautiful bridge where it looked like she was really putting some torque in there, because she's a long, lean machine, that Charlotte, and it looked like she was hurting Ruby Riott, and she did not waste any time tapping to that figure eight. And I was okay once again. I was like, all right, I wish all that nonsense didn't happen, and at the end this would have been a fantastic match, but they had to bring the quality down if not for just a couple of minutes, by having to have everybody involved. Unnecessary. What was necessary? Something that we have all been waiting for the longest time. As Charlotte was celebrating in the ring, we heard the music of the Empress of Tomorrow, and she danced and frolicked her way into the ring, looked Charlotte dead in her father-looking face, and pointed to the sign as you're supposed to do. And now the match is made. No words, no build you don't really need. Now we're going to start the build. Asuka, Charlotte, WrestleMania, SmackDown Women's Championship. I can't wait. Not one word was said, and I was more enthralled in this 30 seconds with them than I was for the whole entirety of the match that she just had with Ruby Riott. And the crowd seemingly agreed with me. The thunder in the roar of that crowd. It was unbelievable. It's giving me goosebumps just thinking about it right now. And I can't wait. That's going to be one of the must-see matches on the card. You guarantee it. Mark my words. Absolutely great. What was not absolutely great, but was passable, was this six-pack challenge. I would have been a lot more impressed with it had we not have this fatal five-way just a few days ago, where they essentially did pretty much all the same things. But there was a couple of things that made this quite different. And as soon as Shane McMahon made his stupid face and came down to ringside with his little man-boy face and his gray hair, I automatically had a sick feeling in my stomach that maybe this wasn't going to go the way we all wanted it to go down. My common sense said to me he's going to probably screw over Zayn or Owens or Ziggler. This is where I was thinking. I did not want him to have anything to do with the finish of this match as it pertained to AJ Styles retaining the WWE Championship. Thankfully, that was not the case, as we do still have AJ Styles as our champion, and we are going to get the match we have all been wishing for. Thank God it is safe. We are safe, you guys. The time for worries have passed, and we are now on the blue road to WrestleMania, in the right direction at least, and we are going to have AJ versus Shinsuke. This six-pack challenge had a couple of good moments, though, I want to talk about. First of all, the whole spot in the beginning with Cena just giving an attitude adjustment to friggin' everybody. Like, why would you run into John Cena? Like, if you were Dolph Ziggler, you were the last man. You just saw what happened 3 times before that. Why? What are you running to? What, are you fucking stupid? At least take a half step back. You know, duck. Everybody just went right into the AA. How stupid do you look, Baron Corbin? Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Dolph Ziggler. One right after the other. Ran right into his arms like they were looking for a hug from Bayley. You fucking kidding me with that spot? Give me a break. We got little AJ Styles and John Cena rematch action going on there, but nothing, like I said, we didn't see before. What we have not seen before was the vicious fucking shot from Baron Corbin into Dolph Ziggler while they were outside the ring along the boards of the hockey ring, and Corbin put Ziggler into the penalty box, man, right through the glass. Unbelievable shot, pretty much incapacitating him for the most part of the match. He would still find it within himself to make it back into the match before it would be over. A couple of other really good spots here. We had the John Cena attitude adjustment to AJ Styles through the announce table. I did not like this spot. Not just because I'm an AJ guy, but because, you know, that's a dangerous spot for him to be taken on the road to WrestleMania. And like I said, why we're even involving the 2 biggest names on the card for this particular brand in matches that shouldn't be happening, risking that very match at every turn, is just beyond me. I don't understand why we're doing this. And this spot is my key reason why. I can point to this and say, you want to see why? This is why. Although right now it's okay, there could have been a million things that could have gone wrong with that spot, and we jeopardized everything for a cheap pop at a Fastlane pay-per-view on our WWE champion. I have problems with that. It's not about it being John Cena. I would have said the same thing if they made Owens powerbomb him through it or Corbin deep six him through it. It doesn't matter. This match was very, very trepidatious for me as a viewer because I was just worried about everybody staying healthy because we got 4 weeks to go to the biggest show of the year. You don't want anything to happen to anybody, and spots like that were unnecessary. I did enjoy Sami Zayn's double cross of Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens at some point was left alone in the middle of the ring with Sami Zayn, and he was ready to go. He was ready to fight, and Sami's like, listen, I told you I'm going to lay down for you, bro. You don't believe me? Watch this. And he lays down. Kevin Owens seemingly is 3 seconds away from the WWE Championship, and then Sami would reverse it and try to get the pinfall himself. Next thing you know, they're trading blows. It was absolutely fantastic. What else happens between Owens and Zayn was not fantastic. I hated this whole segment of the matchup as it pertains to Shane McMahon's involvement. Although, like I said, I was grateful it did not really have an outcome as it pertains to AJ. He definitely had a major impact in this match tonight. Kevin Owens had this match won with a pop-up powerbomb onto Dolph Ziggler. And Shane McMahon took it upon himself to break the count. He pulls the referee out of the ring and stops the 3 count. Kevin Owens really should be the WWE Heavyweight Champion. Then, Sami Zayn finds an advantage, hits Kevin Owens with a haluva kick. He gets on top of Owens. He's going to get the 3 count. Shane McMahon pulls the referee out again. What the hell is he doing? Commissioners are not allowed to do these things. What is the frame of mind here? This is him just sitting out there waiting to fuck over Owens and Zayn at any turn, furthering his whole McMahon doesn't want him agenda. I thought Shane McMahon wasn't the bad guy in this. They've been flip-flopping on this storyline so much that I don't even give a shit about it anymore. If they are going to turn a Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn WrestleMania match, which could actually tear the house down, into a triple threat match with Shane McMahon, I'm not interested. You're going to throw Daniel Bryan in the mix maybe and have a fatal 4-way? You're still going to try to... You can't go along with this tag team match unless what are you going to do? Team Owens and Shane? You can't do that. You can't team Sami Zayn with Shane because he screwed both of them over. So they set themselves up for a triple threat match at Mania. Do you give a shit? I don't. All it did was mess up this and muddy up this six-pack challenge. It was unnecessary. Their only involvement was for that moment. To give Shane McMahon more heat? That whole storyline was very well established that he didn't need to make it worse by costing them both the WWE Championship in the same night, in the same match, within about the course of 2 minutes. I hated it. I thought that was terrible. Baron Corbin goes crazy, starts hitting people with the steel steps. Next thing you know, John Cena's in the ring. He doesn't get hurt by steel, you know, so that was like nothing to him. He ends up getting rid of Corbin. Kevin Owens hits him with a pop-up powerbomb, and then from out of nowhere, with an absolutely spectacular, picture-perfect, phenomenal forearm, the champ comes out of nowhere, connects very, very beautifully to Kevin Owens for the 1-2-3, effectively ending this pay-per-view. Thank God that it's over, and now the road to WrestleMania can truly begin. Hopefully they start, like I said, not just with Rusev, but with everybody, to start taking things a little bit more seriously now. This Usos and New Day and Bludgeon Brothers thing, you got 4 weeks to be creative with it, man. Build it right and make it good, and don't add any more teams to the mix. Owens and Zayn and McMahon, settle that shit on SmackDown. I don't even want to see it at WrestleMania. Charlotte and Asuka, must-see TV, absolutely fantastic. AJ and Shinsuke, they have the best male and women's main event, hands down, SmackDown Live. You got 4 weeks to build them up. Do it right. We had a nice little segment tonight where AJ seen Shinsuke Nakamura. Seen and Shinsuke was very hard to say in the same sentence. Try it yourself and see if I'm lying. He happened to bump into Shinsuke Nakamura in the backstage area prior to his match on the six-pack challenge, and Shinsuke was like, "Oh, I hope you win," and then AJ was like, "Hey, shut up, man. Shut up, Mr. Nakamura-san, because I'm going to win my title. I'm going to defend my title tonight, and I'm going to see you as champion at WrestleMania, and then you're going to be the one who loses," or whatever he said. I don't know. But it was great because they're actually starting to build tension between these two guys. Imagine that. Not putting them as a tag team, making them all buddy-buddy like Sasha and Bayley. They're making them, you know, like they're going to go head-to-head at WrestleMania for the biggest prize in all of pro wrestling. I'm very excited that that is the direction that it's going. Maybe the fact that they didn't spoil my dreams makes me look at this pay-per-view with a little bit of a skewed judgment, and I'm not as disappointed as I really thought I would be. The whole United States Championship thing with Randy Orton is just a debacle. Poor Bobby Roode, man. I am so ashamed that I feel like taking this fucking poster down off my wall. Alright? I had this custom made to be with me when I was at NXT Brooklyn, and he defended the title against Drew McIntyre and lost because he was on his way up to the main roster. This was there in that building. This is precious to me. This is glorious. You know what wasn't glorious tonight? Bobby fucking Roode. His whole United States Championship. Not glorious. And it comes to a very inglorious end. Only to what? For him to win it back at WrestleMania, or are they going to give it to Jinder Mahal? Well, how many triple threat matches are we going to have at WrestleMania now? They're already talking about ruining the Intercontinental Championship with a fatal five-way, like we haven't seen enough of those. Blah. And now we're going to have triple fucking threats everywhere we look. I don't know, man. That's going to be your review for tonight. The hammer came down here and there harder than I probably thought I was going to, because I didn't really have too much bad to say. I'm still riding high from my House of Glory show last night. You know, it was absolutely fantastic, because when you see wrestling done right, it's hard to shake it out of your system, and it just makes you love wrestling all over again. So maybe I took this Fastlane with a spoonful of sugar and it helped the medicine go down, but I am not blind to all the stupidness that's going on, like how we had to still see Ronda Rousey and that whole segment pushed tonight, and the Roman agenda was pushed tonight, but there was no talk about anything else from Monday Night Raw. Those are the two most important things going on as far as they're concerned. But all in all, the pay-per-view was okay. Okay, maybe like a 2.5 out of 5 stars from this guy. Nothing spectacular to talk about, but it wasn't as much of a speed bump as we thought. It was more like a little pothole. You know, we bumped our way through it, and here we go. Now we're on our way to New Orleans, just a few weeks away, and I hope you stay on the road with me, as we are going to keep bringing the hammer down on everything that they throw at us on this road to WrestleMania, and I want you guys to come along for the ride. Make sure you are subscribed to this channel to keep up with every single thing that we do here. All you need to do is hit that subscribe button, and then ring-a-ding-ding, that little bell that sits next to it, so you will always be notified each and every time a video just like this one drops. It'll go off in your little phone, in your pocket, on your laptop, on your tablet, wherever it is that you get your Sledgehammer on. It will let you know that a new one is there for your eyes. Don't forget to check out everything else that we have on this channel. We've got the House of Glory stuff from this weekend, the preview and the review. We got a best 5 moments of Jimmy Snuka redo. We re-edited that video and made it more badass than it was initially. You should go check that out. We got everything that you need as far as the WWE and all your wrestling needs are concerned right here on Sledgehammer TV, and we bring it to you hard with this hammer, and we leave no stone unbusted. Bah! Hammer down on Fastlane tonight. Thank you guys for joining me. My name is Nick Nightmare. This is Blue the Snowball Microphone, the World Heavyweight Champion of microphones. And this is Thor, the wrestling god of thunder, who is encouraging you to smash that thumbs up if you enjoyed today's video. Like this video, share it with all your wrestling buddies. Make sure you grow this family here at Sledgehammer TV with us. Thank you so much for joining me. That is going to do it, and we are out of here. And we will see you tomorrow night for the Monday Night Raw review right here on the newest, fastest rising podcast in all of YouTube, baby! The Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow.